So the big question for today is, how should you prepare for a first date? Especially if it's been a while since you dated. Today I share with you 3 do's and don'ts for a first date. My name is Joan Nwosu and welcome to the Second Chances podcast, a love journey in black and white. I remember the first time Davide and I met up on a first date. The moment I walked in, I could see his eyes pop. Like his eyes were wide open and he looked me from head to toe, and I could see the imaginary wow go off in his head. I know it wasn't a wow because I was 5'11", but it was just the way I showed up. It was no fluke. I've been practicing how to dress and show up for dates for a couple of years, and I think I've kind of nailed it. And I'll be sharing some of those tips with you today. So, here are my 3 do's for a first date. Looks are great, but beyond looks, how you show up, the energy you show up in is way more important. So never underestimate that. So for me, number 1 is always to be relaxed before going on a date. A date, especially a first one, is not one you rush to after work where you're tired and frustrated, you had a bad day with your boss and your energy is off. Or a date where you just show up right after the gym, adrenaline pumping, you're feeling like a boss lady, you're in that high energy. It's also not a good time to go on a first date. So, if you find yourself stressed after work or that's the only time you can go on a date, take some time out to calm yourself. Maybe do some meditation or go for a quick walk or listen to some calming music to make sure that you're in the right energetic space before you go on your first date. So that's my number 1. That's the most important for me, how your energy is. The second thing is the way you dress. The way you show up is so key. 30 years ago, I was all about showing the cleavage, showing skin. But that doesn't work. Well, it works for depending on the type of attention that you're looking for, because you get what you present. So now, dress to impress, but that doesn't mean be over the top. It means don't be too casual and don't be too glammed up. It should be nice, an outfit that flatters your body type, your figure. It shouldn't be revealing. There shouldn't be any focus away from your face. So if you find that it's accentuating a body part too much, maybe that's not the best outfit for a first date. So choose something that is nice and elegant, simple, but yet has a wow factor. And even if it's a plain outfit, jazz it up with some jewelry, something that can get heads turning, something that would be striking. It could be your shoes, it could be your purse, it could be your makeup, light makeup, not too much makeup, or just the way you style your hair. Something should pop about the way you look. So the goal here is be comfortable, but you should also want to get complimented on how you look. Trust me, men love it when other people give the woman they're on a date with compliments. So that should be part of your goal. And again, for ladies, stay away from the pants and trousers and joggers and whatever not, and pick a simple dress or a skirt on the top, something a bit more feminine colors. So the pinks, the light colors, the whites, the yellows, the orange, right? So more subtle feminine colors. So the third thing about preparing for a date is knowing the type of conversations to have. So as a woman, you shouldn't be planning to lead the conversation. This is not an interrogation, right? So make sure that you prepare some questions that you want to ask on the date, because again, sometimes there's nothing being said and you might just want to ask a question. Again, not an interrogation. Your goal is to sit there smiling sweetly and listening more. Men love to talk about themselves, so let him. So also, in your sharing, this is not the time to show all the accolades that you have or all the accomplishments, your double masters, your vice president job. No, this is a time for you to be more curious about his personality, what are the things that he enjoys doing, what is his favorite vacation spot, what is important to him in life right now, who are the closest people to him, what he's looking for in a relationship. It's always good to have that question on the first date so you're not misled. But keep the conversation light and sweet. So those are my top 3 do's for a first date. Let's switch to the don'ts. So the first thing is, do not lead the conversation. Whatever you do, lean back. Do not be the one leading the conversation. This is not an interrogation. This is just for you being curious about him. And it's not so much the questions, it's how you ask the questions. It has to be from a space of, I'm curious about you, I want to learn more, tell me more. Wow. You should be interested and fascinated by the story that he's telling you, because that will make him want to reveal and open up himself more to you. So that's number 1, don't lead the conversation. The second one is about energy. Energy is so important, and I really want to keep, hammering on this. You have to control your energy throughout the date. So yes, I know I already talked about show up with a calm, relaxed energy, but even during the date, don't get overly excited. Stay calm, right? Don't go rambling about, oh, this is what I don't want, because the moment you start giving out the list of the things that you don't want, your energy starts to shift, negative energy. So focus more on the things that you do like, the things that you do enjoy, and whatever you do not badmouth your ex. This is not the time. I don't even know if there's ever going to be a right time, but do not badmouth your ex. It doesn't look good. So control your energy is my second point. Don't get overexcited. Keep calm and just relax. Enjoy the date. The third don't for me is don't lean forward. This has been proven over and over again. As a woman, the moment you lean forward, the man leans back, and that's not a good sign. So make sure that your back is pinned to the back of the seat, and just sit there and make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and you're just relaxed throughout. This is a physical move. You should be sat backwards, not leaning forward like you're at a job interview, right? So lean back, pin your back to that back seat rest. Whatever you do, make sure it doesn't leave the seat while you're on that date. So I know that these 3 things do's and 3 things don't guarantee that your date will be successful, but at least it would guarantee that you get the right type of attention, you're able to have the right kind of conversations, and then you can make a better informed decision on whether this is something you want to move forward with or not. Again, it also sets a good impression about who you are. You're not faking it, you're still showing up as your authentic self, but not giving too much of yourself where now it's overwhelming, or giving too little of yourself where now it looks like, okay, maybe she's not interested. You're making sure that you're showing up the right way with the right energy, you're looking the right way, and you're able to have the right conversations. The first date is so important. If you get it wrong, chances are you'll be ghosted. If you get it right, then there's a 50-50 chance that he might just want to see you again. So share with me, what are your top 3 tips or top 1 tip for how you show up on dates that has worked, and what are some things that maybe you regret? Maybe you showed up in a certain way, you're like, oh, that's something I'm never going to do again. Because look, I have been practicing this for years now, and I think I kind of nailed it. I have a certain look that I show up on my dates with, and it always gets the same result, the same attention, and the men are always wanting to know more about me. So if you haven't been on a date in a while and you're looking for more tips on how you should show up for your dates, reach out to me. I always love to share as much as I know, so that we can all win at this game called love, and you can find your soulmate and have your happily ever after story. Thank you for listening to today's podcast, the Second Chances Podcast, a love journey in black and white. My name is Joan, signing out till next time, sending you love and light.